Well, this says table saw, is that?
No, that's the one that's sitting on it. The table saw is broke. We're just using it as a platform.
Okay. Alright, welcome back to Dad Skills. Today my dad's going to be showing me how to
operate a sliding chop saw.
Alright, so what's the process for this?
Well, the wonderful thing about this, in the old days, the chop saw didn't slide. You just would come down and cut like that, and that's all it could do. So you were limited to smaller boards and stuff like that. The slide on it here, this guy here, now it gives you about a foot or so of travel. Today we're just going to show you how to cut some little boards like this. This handle here allows this thing to slide back and forth. You release the handle, a locking mechanism, and this thing slides around to 45 degrees each direction. So 45 there and 45 there. That allows you to do molding cuts. If you're coming up to an angle into a room where you're doing molding and you need 245s, this will do it. Come over here, you see there's marks, and that gives you the angles that you can make the cuts on. You turn it to 45 over here, and then you lock it down here. And so let me get my earmuffs on. My mask first, glasses second, earmuffs, always wear earmuffs third. A lot of people forget the earmuffs because, oh, it doesn't hurt. I'm deaf as a post because I ran these stuff like that for years. No earmuffs. Now I always wear earmuffs.
Alright, so I'm gonna get my glasses on. My earmuffs.
When you hold this down.
What?
When you hold this down.
Okay.
You don't want to hold this out here like this because it'll draw your hand into it. So you have this put over here, and you lock your hand into this and just put your thumb there. So if it pulls, your hand here is locked. It won't pull your hand into the blade.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm concerned about, is the safety of this, so...
Yeah. If you wanted to cut something like this,
yeah,
this is not the saw to do that with.
What saw would you use instead?
It's a bandsaw. When you get really small, use a bandsaw for it. Because it's much more controllable, it's slower, it's not going to pull yourself into the saw.
So chop saws are good for longer, bigger things.
Bigger things, yeah. If you want a precise angle, like when you're doing finish work, this is a saw to use. Lock your hand in. Put this back like this. Nice point. That's just by hand, not looking at anything, just kind of doing this for demonstration purposes. And if you want one to go the other direction, swing it around here. You get to 45, lock it down, and you make the same cut the opposite direction.
Oh, so you can do it from either way.
Do it from either direction.
Okay.
But when you're doing something like this board I want to cut at an angle. This is going to be an end cap for the finish work I'm doing inside. So you have to have this one cut one direction. Okay. If you're going to be cutting it, see this is not flat here. Have to do it that way. Now you have a nice solid, and a 45 that way. Angles to be cut. One you can cut this way. Cut it this way. So this one, and this 45 that way. Now you get cut this way. So that way. Now you have cut this way like that.
I'm not sure I understood a lot of that, but we'll just keep going.
Yeah. Now, if you wanted to cut the other one, on this particular one, we have to have them both go in the same direction. So you can't cut it like this, because that won't give you the 45 that you need. And you can't cut it like this, because you need it to be cut this way. So now you have to turn this way.
Okay.
Over to 45. Then you can cut this one. we have both cuts going like that, which is what we're going to need as we go inside. I'll show you why that's important.
Okay, so now we're inside, and you're gonna show me where this is gonna fit.
And when I cut it to length, it's going to fit right up against this board down here. So this is going to fit like that over here, so you can see that side. And this side over here is going to be real nice and lined up also. Here's one that's already been cut. That's a nice, clean 45. 45 and a 45 gives you a 90, which this is a 90. So that looks real nice right there. That's why you need to have the two angles come together like that. Pretty much everything in houses is 90 like that. So when doing trim work, you got to be able to slide the saw back and forth, and that's the main feature of that saw.
Okay, so we're back outside.
Yep.
After you showed me what we're actually doing this for.
Yep.
And now what?
Well, I'm going to show you this original one out here. If you wanted to make this a little bit shorter, bring this back to 0. And these things have a little bit of a detent. There's a nice smooth 90. There's this little lock mechanism here. Now this thing here allows this to go back and forth. We start at 0, and we can either go to 30 or to 30. So that allows you to go back and forth this way if you want to cut an angle like that. And that gives you a nice angle cut. Oh, and you saw how that traveled. So this slide mechanism allows you to do these longer cuts like that and still be safe. If you want to have an exact depth, there's this thing here that you can pull out, and this screw right here will hit on this piece there. It'll get you down if you want to cut just a certain depth. Let's say you wanted to cut something down to, let's say, half of that. I'm screwing this up, really, figuratively. I'm screwing this stop bolt there up. So you see, if you wanted to cut just halfway through that board, you can do that.
Oh, I see.
So if you wanted to do...
So, down to there or something.
Yes, I'll show you here.
So, like a notch? Like if you want to do a notch?
This is the thing that'll do it. Put my earmuffs on.
Can you put mine on and film me?
What?
Can you put mine on?
Sure.
Okay.
Got it?
Ow. Yep.
There's your cut. Going straight back.
Okay, so just to recap, safety-wise, show me the process all over again.
Your eyeglasses on.
Okay.
First your mask, then your eyeglasses, then your earmuffs, and a hat if you like wearing hats.
Okay.
Second thing is, you don't want to be cutting little tiny things like this. See, it doesn't have a backstop on it. So if you're trying to hold this, it will rip it right out of there and suck your hand in and cut your thumb off.
Great.
So yeah. So you want to have something big enough that you can hold on to and safely keep your hands away. If you want to try to cut something small with it, you use the bandsaw for that. That's basically the basics of this guy.
Okay, so I'm gonna try it now.
Sure.
Do I need a mask?
No, not really.
Okay. I got young lungs, I'm good.
Yep.
Okay, so
When
glasses.
you have lung cancer, you got to take care of it.
Yeah.
So let's just cut this end piece off there. Like that.
So you just kind of line it up.
Yep.
It's approximate.
It's already at 0.
Okay.
So that's good.
So straight on angle.
You want to hold this.
Hold
down.
it.
No. You never want to get your fingers close to the blade.
So where do I hold it?
Hold it here like that. Make sure you're using this back here. Grab a hold of it.
Okay.
And hold it down like that.
Like that?
Yep. If you're concerned about your hand going into it at all, use a big stick. I don't know if I can say on the video, but
I'll bleep it. Oh.
Hold it like that.
Oh.
Okay.
So either like this or get a big stick.
Yep. And push this over to where you want your cut to go.
Okay.
Push straight in.
Okay.
Grab the thing.
Does
turn
it
on,
automatically go, or what do I do?
pull it down. Okay, turn it on.
How?
Right there.
Oh, okay, there's a button.
Yep.
Wow, I did it.
Yeah. All right.
That was
high
scary.
five.
That was a little bit scary, I'm not gonna lie.
If you're at all concerned about it, you know, use a stick to hold the wood.
Okay. Cool, well thank you for showing me the chop saw.
All right. Cool.
It was pretty scary, but...
Well, it should be scary. I put Diana on restrictions of cutting using the chop saw because she has a cavalier attitude toward power equipment.
So have a healthy fear.
Healthy fear is very good because it will take your finger off just like that.
Yeah.
I was working in a machine shop when I was a teenager, and it had a thing like this. I was cutting the slots in the brass screws at a machine shop, and my boss comes by and he goes, he had a little piece of paper about that big in it, and he goes, never put your hands into it. And I had this thing and it was running, and he throws that piece of paper and just shreds come out the other side instantaneously. And I went, oh, okay. You want to be very careful around this stuff because it'll really screw you up, and just instantaneously it'll draw your hand into there and boop, there goes your thumb. Yeah, so give these things a very healthy respect.
Okay.
They have a lot of power and they're moving so fast that it's like a snake bite. You think you can outmove it, you can't. It will get you before you even know it's moved.
So safety is number one.
Yep.
And then measure the right angles.
Yep.
With this thing.
Yep.
If it's adjustable, and then with that on top if it's adjustable.
Yep.
And you can do your crown molding.
Yes.
Okay.
Which I've never done.
Well, what were you doing?
Right now I'm doing molding around the baseboard.
Baseboard molding. So this is good for baseboard molding, like you showed me earlier.
Anytime you want to cut off, well, you can see these boards up here, these
Yeah.
2x4s.
Yeah.
All those angles were all cut using this chop saw.
Oh.
There's angles out here on the ends you can see. So all those little intricate. Come on, starting to sound like
intricate?
That's starting to sound like our president. Your president and mine. And so, if you can see some of these angles up here, they were all cut with a chop saw. Just move it over a little bit, and it gives you a nice clean fit on all these fits here.
Okay, cool. Thank you for showing that to
I
me.
think that's it. All right.
Let's get to work.
This. Nice catch.